Hello.
Hello. Good
Hello,
Sunday
Hi.
morning,
Hi.
but it's good afternoon for y'all.
No, it's good morning as well.
Oh, it is good morning as well.
Yeah, because our nights are not easy. This is Ariel. That's the explanation. The nanny's out. He's tired as well. So sorry for being 3 instead of 2.
That is okay. We get an extra individual in the interview.
Right. Yeah, you can say that.
Well, I guess to give you kind of the lay of the land of how this will work, I have about 10 questions prepared, but we may not get to
Ooh.
all of them. What I kind of do is I kind of just go with the flow. And so if we pull something in early, or if I'm like, you know what, we've already answered that, I might skip some things. But I usually keep it to about 15 minutes, roughly.
Okay, great.
I want to be respectful of your time. I want to be respectful of your lives. I'm not going for craziness here. And then I will do an introduction. I'll hit us off. We'll start with the first couple of questions, talk back and forth, and then at least when I'm noticing we're kind of at like about 8:24 ish, I'll kind of do a pulse check, and then I might just do the outro and kind of send us on our way.
Lovely. Wonderful.
All right.
Do you have anything that you need before we get started?
We are as lucky as we can be.
Okay. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another interview here on the channel. Today, you guessed it, we have another interview with the ESCZ 2022 artists, and today I am joined by both Emma and Jordan, and also their daughter as well. Well, hello everyone.
Hello. Now the bad news is, we're being joined by a baby who will probably be disturbing the interview. The good news is the bigger baby, who's 5 years old, is out. So it could have been worse.
I mean, hey, a family affair and an interview, you can never go wrong. It's the cuteness appeal, you know? Well, one thing I wanted to ask both of you all. So obviously, you were announced as participating in the national final back on December 6th, and I know that you've also both of you, both separately and then also jointly, have a pretty significant fan base. But for those of you, or for those out there who have never heard of you before, this is the first time that they are experiencing both Emma and Jordan. How would you describe yourselves, and also how would you describe kind of your musical styles?
The musical style, that's a tough question that we won't answer because it varies according to which country you're watching this from. So from a Western European point of view, we're probably pop music. From a Central European one, we're alternative pop music, because the mainstream typical pop music sounds like musical comedies. So we're considered as alternative. Now, who we are, Jordan's a half Czech, half Israeli musician, originally actor, music video director, and the father of my 2 daughters. And I'm half Czech, half French. The serious part of me thought it would be useful to study political science, which I did. So I'm an expert in European affairs. I love everything European. I feel European, and that's one of the reasons I think Eurovision is a good idea. And I've been a journalist, a TV host. I've acted in a few projects, and I released my first solo album 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And time has shown that singing with him is even better than just composing and producing and arranging and playing with him. So the time has come to release an album of the 2 of us together, which will happen next spring. I don't know. Wasn't that too long of an introduction?
No, and that's some juicy information that there is a joint album that will be coming out. Do you think, or actually, let me ask it this way: was your song by now? Did it come about on its own, and you were like, "Hey, I think that this might be something. We'll send it to ESCZ," or was that maybe something that you were thinking about for that kind of joint album, and you were like, "I think we have something here. Let's push that over there."
No, the story with Eurovision goes like this. There is another song that wasn't released yet, called Dopamine, that we wanted to send to Eurovision, and it got everything. It even it has got a music video that wasn't edited yet, but it's you know, was already shot, and the song is ready and everything, and it's a song of us together again. Will be part of the album, but we played the song on the rooftop of the French Institute like a few months ago in June, and it was put on YouTube. And part of the rules of, you know, of the competing song is that it can be presented in any way or form before what was it, before
September
September
1st.
1st.
September 1st, yeah.
So by September 1st, the song has had already, I don't know, 50,000 views.
Yeah, something like that.
From this performance on the rooftop. So it couldn't be participating. So, but we had this By Now song that was basically, it was just written lyric wise, but it wasn't really composed yet, not finished as a song. But the game was on already and we wanted to participate. So we said, let's finish this song that we have, because it's another great tune that we want to put out anyway. So let's do it now. It gives us, you know, there was this deadline for end of September. And so it gives us this deadline for releasing the song, and let's do it. And it was mid-September.
Yeah.
So we had like 2 weeks to to make it happen. And so we stormed into the studio and with our amazing producer, and we started working on it. And within, I don't know, 14 days, it was done. It was ready. So that's how, yeah, that's how Eurovision made the song being released maybe months or even, yeah, maybe months before it would be.
Yeah,
otherwise.
and then we went to shoot the music video, and that's been out for 3 weeks now. So the music video and the single itself was released before the announcement that it was participating in the Eurovision. So we're quite lucky that we've already been on this, you know, stream of happiness and sometimes euphoria coming from the fans who had no idea what would actually be the, you know, the fate of the song later on. And yeah, and it's interesting to see that some of them are really happy they can vote for it because they've already, you know, liked the song for a few weeks. So that's nice. I mean, that's speaking of the Czech fans, of course, because when it comes to international audiences, this is brand new to them, and we are.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I really like to ask, and I've asked all of the other artists as well, you know, again, I know that you all have had successes with your music career prior to December 6th, prior to the official announcement that you're going to be in ESCZ. What made y'all decide that, like, now is the time? We want to submit, we want to compete, and we want to possibly go to Eurovision this year.
Well, there's these origins we've mentioned, France, Israel, and the Czech Republic. Unlike the Czech Republic, France and Israel have no idea that the two of us exist and do some music at all. So that was one thing that kept bothering us in the last few years, and we were a bit sorry about that. So we were thinking about, you know, ways to export the music, because when you do something, you just hope for it to be seen and liked by people. And there's no reason music should have barriers, even less when it's sang in English. So that was one reason. The second was there's a big tradition of Eurovision in Israel, right? So
yeah, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
As I was notified in another interview, Israel won Eurovision 4 times. I thought just twice, but it was 4 times already. So there's a huge tradition of liking Eurovision, you know, and actually adoring this whole thing. And in Israel, it's as you can imagine, it's like a big celebration. It's more of a festival, musical festival. It's a family thing. Everybody watches Eurovision together, and it's like so I grew up in this environment, and it defines in a way my relationship towards Eurovision as well. But there was another thing that happened 3 years ago. Maybe you remember a band called Lake Malawi that represented the Czech, you know, the Czech Republic 3 years ago in Tel Aviv. And their music video for a song "Friend of a Friend," which is the song they were presented with, was made by me and my cousin as directors. So we directed the music video for their song. Is the one with the like Instagram feed, and the singer is running between the posts, and like it's a fun video. So so we did this one, and part of the deal was that if they are going to represent our country, we'll have the opportunity to go with them as part of the delegation, and have a vacation in Israel with no duties, and the opportunity to go and watch the 2 live shows, the semi-finale and the finale. I think that's right.
Yeah.
So we did, the 2 of us here, and I think it may have been seen retrospectively as a starting point of something, like we didn't say it back then, but subconsciously sitting there in the audience watching these performances that were stunning and amazing, you can't help but thinking as a musician and as a songwriter, like staging my song, any song, this way with these lights and this sound for this amazing audience. And I saw just the audience in the venue. It was a few thousand people, I think, but like it was full of love and acceptance, and everybody was curious about every song. And yeah, maybe there was a process that started back then, these 2 evenings of watching Eurovision live in Tel Aviv.
Awesome. Oh, wonderful. Well, and we've talked a little bit about your actual song by now, the official song that you are putting forward for Eurovision contention. And I have watched. I'll tell you, I have watched the music video multiple times, mainly for research. I gotta watch it. I gotta pick it apart. One of my staff members had noticed, and I don't know if y'all knew that you did this, but we noticed that there's quite a few potential Disney references throughout there.
Of course there are.
Okay. We were like, we don't know if they did that on purpose. So could you tell us a little bit about why you incorporated some of those elements? And for those who don't know, I'm talking specifically the spaghetti kiss. I'm talking about the soup bowl from Beauty and the Beast, and then also the fork from Little Mermaid.
Emma is even playing a game with her followers on Instagram, but about like who can notice more Easter eggs, like from Disney movies in the music video. And she never officially said how many of them is there.
No, but there are more. And
there are more.
Yeah. But good.
You're talking to a real Disney fan here.
I'm a Disney fanatic. There's also a few, Titanic references. And we also like the director Wes Anderson. I don't know if you know him, but
there is a reference to Grand Hotel Budapest, which is an amazing movie. You should watch.
And we shot the music video in Grand Hotel Pup, which is a very, very famous old hotel in Karlsbad, Karlovy Vary, which is a thermal bath city in the Czech Republic. And once we got the approval from the head of that hotel that he would let us shoot there, it was just clear that we would be basically shooting a
series of Disney scenes,
of fairy tale situations, and we could go wild and just get back to the dreams we had when we were children, me at least. So yes,
but that was mainly her idea, and I was fine with it. No, because it corresponds well with the lyrics of the song, that is basically about like this way, like about how can if you can connect, like it's asking, can you connect to the inner child, and can you heal your heart and be this child again. So yeah, it goes well together.
Okay, well now I'm gonna have to go back and watch the music video even more to find all of these other references.
Yes, please. Yeah. That's the only strategic thing we've ever done. Intrigue the audience so there's more views.
I mean, hey, you got to get that money somehow. So I'll do it. I'll give you a couple more views. I'll message you maybe on Instagram, see if I find some more of them.
Right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But another question that I had specifically about the song, Emma, I know for you, there's that quick moment where you flip from English lyrics to French lyrics. It's pretty short. It's not super long. But I guess for you and your background from France, how important was it for you to be able to sing a little bit of French in the song?
Well, it was not crucial because I'm not that much of a lyric person, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I do music for the music. He's more of a songwriter in that, traditional poetic sense of the word. I'm more the purely like musical person. So if it would have been in English, I'd be perfectly fine with it. He actually wrote the lyrics all in English, and I just felt it would be nice to have a French touch in one verse, but I would be perfectly okay with the original version, which was just English. But I've had this French and French speaking period for some time now because I released another single before this. It's called Night Races. We shot a music video on an old camera VHS in Berlin, and that's also English and French. So I don't know. I just had the feeling that when my time comes in the song, it should be in French. I don't know why.
Fair enough. And I think it's especially knowing that kind of French is so well spoken, especially at the Eurovision Song Contest. You all know probably that there are 3 languages at every contest. There's English, there's French, and then there's the native host language. So in the event that you get to go to Eurovision, it's a nice little like kind of Easter egg, kind of another one really. Kind of hidden in there, a little nod to the original. Back in the olden days, every commentator had to know French. They all had to know how to
Good.
speak and do everything in French.
Yeah, I
Because
like
it's
that
just so
rule.
common. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, speaking specifically about Eurovision, I know that we've kind of been dancing around kind of the contest in the interview. Do you all have maybe some favorite Eurovision songs that you've just really resonated with, you've really enjoyed, whether from the last
Yeah.
year or I mean all the way back to 1956?
Many.
Yeah, there's many.
We've both been in love with Mahmoud and his song Soldi, but also all the others that we've discovered thanks to this performance that we saw live in Tel Aviv, and it was breathtaking, even though he was absolutely not in tune, but the charisma was huge.
Yeah, and by not doing, the pre-research about like what we're gonna see, we actually saw Mahmoud for the first time while sitting in the audience on the semifinale, and it was, for me, it was like, whoa, who is this?
That's a man.
Who is this? That's a beast.
That's a real.
It was like super sexy and super powerful, and the beat was like kicking in, and then like probably the people who were sitting in the audience knew the songs already, so it was this clapping moment, and they all did it, and it was like, whoa. I thought they hear it for the first time as we do, so it was like, oh, that's how you write a hit song.
Yeah, I've also liked the French songs, Merci, Roi. They're like, pure French pop, typical for what it is, and I've really enjoyed that. We've both appreciated the choice Slovenia has been making in the last few years, because anything they send to Eurovision to represent them is basically very alternative, indie electro pop that doesn't seem typical for this contest, and that we, from an artistic point of view, that we appreciate a lot. What else? Cesar Simpson, Nobody But You. I like that one. I like the Gospels. Yuri Potsman and Play. I actually stole the bells he's using and put them in your first single.
Really?
Yeah, recording.
You just stole Yuri's bells?
The End of the World. Well, I was looking for them in our producer's, machine, and then we found them in the end. Yeah, listen to his single. Yeah, The End of the World. Yeah, so there's some. It's a bit kitschy, but I like it.
It works. Yeah.
And Ariel is playing drums on the table.
I thought it was your brilliant idea. The bells.
No.
I thought you invented the bells in.
Well, there you go. There are just Easter eggs hidden throughout your musical albums. So goodness. Well, I did want to ask one final question for both of you. I know, and you had mentioned kind of there is that joint album that is coming out, but I do also know that you both have separate careers as well. So for some of your fans, both new and old, how can they connect with you on social media, YouTube, things like that?
You've just said it.
Yep.
Yeah, Instagram, Emma Smetana Music or Jordan Hutch, simply put.
And out of these platforms, it's the most
Used. I would say.
used, and then also logically the most personal. Like you can actually, like I don't really use Facebook, but I do put things, but it's just copied things from Instagram. You know what I mean?
Mostly.
So it's mostly.
And also, yeah, I would say we even overuse Instagram, and I have that personal rule that I answer to everybody, which is a bit crazy. But yeah, the amounts of messages are still, answerable. So yeah, let's be in touch there.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I will go ahead and wrap up here. But first of all, I want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me this afternoon here on the channel. And of course, to everyone who is watching, if you want to go and support Jordan and Emma, make sure that you go and vote on the ESCZ 2022 website. That will close on the 15th of December, so time is running out. And if you want to support the channel here as well, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, so that way you know when we put out another interview for Eurovision 2022. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, and I will catch all of y'all a little bit later. All right, bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great Saturday.
You too.